big deal, but in reality, you're another cog in the wheel, in my opinion. But hey, before you
Right.
go,
In the state of just real quick.
okay,
Oh,
sorry,
I,
okay.
I just want to say real quick. In the state of New Jersey, we have the most insurance companies. No, the most pharmaceutical companies, lawyers. Lawyers and all that. But these health insurance companies, they do have lobbyists, which is why they don't pay taxes.
Right.
That building where they have their companies, they don't pay state or local taxes. They get all types of grants because they have lobbyists
Right.
working for them, paying them millions of dollars
Yeah.
for legislation to be in their favor.
Hey, good to talk to you. You want to take a shot at my other topic? I'm doing somewhat of a conspiracy show tonight. Did NASA fake the moon landing in 1969?
Somebody told me they believe that to be true because if they did it so many years ago, why didn't they ever do it again? Which makes sense. How many times we've been up in space? So why didn't we go back to the moon again? When was the first person supposedly land on the moon in the 60s? So, I'm not a big science person, but I think that's a good question. Was that true? So they have been people questioning that. But my thing is, why haven't we gone back to the moon again
Well, hey,
with all
hey,
this
hey.
advanced
So
technology?
what do you think? My other people, what you heard, what do you think? Has mankind ever been to the moon? Daniel with the data.
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate you calling in. Have a great evening, and we'll talk soon.
All right.
Bye now.
Take care. Bye.
Daniel with the data. Gorilla Zoe, I read that. Pardon me, Brother Bussy Muhammad. Brother Bussy Muhammad says, Brother Star, I think you're confusing us with boys. What? You aren't. What? Okay, this is pretty gross. Pretty gross, man. Jay Clark, I got your donation. It's Josh. Yes, I got your email. Thank you, Josh, about drill rap. Thank you, man. Thank you. I got your email. You want me to read it or just? I got it. I got it. I appreciate you tapping in. 848, can you hang on a second? 848, sit tight. Be right back. Be right back. Guys, there's a film that I saw back in 1978 with O.J. Simpson called Capricorn One. Because again, I've been a sci-fi reader and a film buff ever since I saw my favorite movie, Silent Running with Bruce Dern. I'm putting the link in the community, pardon me, in the live stream if anybody wants to see it. It's a good film. O.J. Simpson, 1978. It's a thriller. A reporter discovers a supposed Mars landing by a crewed mission to the planet has been faked via a conspiracy involving the government, and it's a good film. It's a good, they got the stage and the lights and Capricorn One, if you on the time, okay? Let me read some cash apps. Hey Tara, thank you for your donation. Okay, you're in Houston. Thank you so much for your support. Okay, I spoke to John Flowers. Thank you for calling in. Larry, you got your donation. Thank you for the show, Big Nigga. Hey man, Saturday night, I was out earlier. I'm sit here and chop up some of these topics. Okay, who are you? The moon landing. Okay, is this Josh or is this just somebody sending in a crazy email? I'm not reading that, but thank you anyway. Terrence got your donation. It's Clifford Tip. Pardon me. Is Clifford Tip Harris a rat? Devil knows its own. I don't know if he was or is a rat, but he cooperated. He's the tipster, and he did commercials. See if you see something to say something. I've never done commercials like that, you know? What was it? Well, I think it was Crime Stoppers. If you see something, say something. God damn. But thank you for your donation, all right? Gold's Conditioning got your donation. Black male caller, a hater. Angel has to represent. I had no problem with her going. She expressed herself. At first, she responded by saying a joke on the shade room. Remember that? Then she went into the comments and said we ain't going. Period. So it's not like It's not like they broke her. You know, calls were put in to try and appeal to her, and she, I don't want to say she calmed down because she didn't appear to be upset. She expressed herself, and now she's gone. Area code 347. Good evening, 347. Is that Rory?
Sure, what?
Hey, what's up, man? Good to hear from you.
Everything's good, man. What's going on?
Okay. Now listen, before we start talking, you do have a hearing issue. You've admitted that, yes? So sometimes when I'm saying Rory, you have a hearing issue, yes?
Yeah, look.
Look, okay.
But, there's a delay also, Star.
Yeah.
When you call in live, there's a delay.
Well, you're on a headset. You're on some type of fly-ass Puerto Rican Bluetooth. I hear it right now. I hear the delay on your end.
That shit is Japanese, son.
Okay.
Top of mind.
We'll make the adjustments, and I want to talk to you about Angel Reese. What do you think, man? She's going to the White House. Rory.
Oh, shit. Star, I don't like to knock young people. I really don't like to do that. But this girl she's a mammy in training.
Ooh.
She's a young urban heifer.
Damn.
I gave her the benefit of the doubt. It didn't really bother me per se when she was doing that smack talking to Caitlyn, even though Caitlyn, dropped 30 on her. And on top of that girl Caitlyn, the game before that, she beat the bullies in the tournament.
Okay.
She beat the bullies in the tournament.
Okay.
So yeah, she's an urban heifer in training. She went on that podcast and I listened to a bit of it, and she was like, "Ow, hey, if it was Obama in the White House, we would go, ow, hey." Ain't you a college student? Like, are you that stupid? Are you another one of these stupid ones? And didn't your people get us Joe Biden? Are we forgetting, or the people forgetting how close that election was? And because 90% of the black community voted for Joe Biden, that's the reason we got Joe Biden? Yeah. Are we not forgetting that? Her people gave us Joe Biden, and now she don't want to visit him.
Jim Crow Joe, I pointed that out earlier. Yeah, I didn't vote for him. Hold on one second. Somebody's giving me Angel Reese's net worth. Okay, close to 1 million. Okay, already. Is that the average salary in the WNBA? Oh no, pardon me. The average salary in the WNBA is $102,000. What? Per year? Okay, thank you for the information. Rory, you were saying? Go ahead.
Yeah, she's trash. In my opinion, there's a reason why she pisses off white people. It's because, not because of what she did, it's because of the way she acts. Now she's gonna go crawling on her knees. She's gonna go over to the Bidens and take a White House picture on bended knee. You're gonna go over there on bended knee, girl, after all that junk you talk.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna go over there and you're gonna kiss what you call him,
Kool-Aid smile.
Jim Crow Joe, right?
It's a Kool-Aid smile.
Right. So yeah, she's pathetic. Like I said, she's a mammy. She acts pathetic, and then she don't stand on what she says. You're gonna be a homegirl. You're gonna be about it. You're gonna be this girl from Baltimore that's all woke and about it. Okay, well, stand on what you said. She folded like immediately. It didn't even take a lot. It was like you're going and that's it. And she's like, okay, I'm going. So
Okay, now hang on a second, Rory. She's only 20 years of age. She's 20. now. She's entitled to make I don't even want to say a mistake. I'm not going to say that. She's entitled to express herself, you know, and then somebody older, maybe her mentor, whoever, maybe the team came to her and said, hey, you are our captain. If you don't want to go, we won't go, but is it really that serious? You know? She's 20,
They
man.
never said that. They didn't talk to her like that.
I
They
don't
told her what she was doing, and she said okay.
Mm.
Even if they invited the Iowa team, she still would have win. She still would have win.
Mm.
She still would have. Yeah, I'm telling you.
Okay.
And that girl Caitlin had a lot of class. When they asked her, she was like, "No, I wouldn't go." She was like, "I don't know what all the controversies about. I wouldn't go even if I was invited. That's for them. They won
Okay.
fair and square." She didn't trash her. She didn't dog on her. She didn't do nothing. She could have said, "I busted her big black ass for 30 points that night." She couldn't guard me. She couldn't guard me. She could have said that easy. She said she couldn't have guard me. Look how much bigger she is. Look how much more.
That would have been the wrong thing to say.
Challenging. I bust her ass. I dropped 30 on her. And the game before that, I knocked out a whole team of black girls that were called the bullies of the league. So no, Caitlyn Jenner's a superstar. Caitlyn Jenner. Caitlyn Clark.
Rory, stop. Rory, stop. Stop. Okay, I know you can't hear too well, but respectfully, you keep saying Caitlyn Jenner. What's up, man?
I don't know. I keep getting that name wrong. You were calling her Angela. You know, I don't know. I keep getting out sipping and shit.
Well, listen, I called her Angela. Wallow called her Angela. Who else called her Angela? It's not just me. Oh, salute to Gully TV called her Angela.
I don't remember this hoe's name.
Well, you know, Rory, don't do that. She's 20. Slow down. Hey, don't do that. She's 20.
I'll listen.
Don't do that. She's 20 years old. Slow that down. Don't use words like that. If you don't rock with her, that's fine, but don't do that on this platform.
No. I said every hoe. I didn't say her.
Well, you
I
know.
said every hoe's name.
We don't have to follow behind Don Imus. Now, hang on a second. So, you're saying she should have stood firm and rejected the invitation? What are you saying?
Hell yeah! Stop! After all of that coverage that she got, and going on to a podcast after that coverage, after all of that coverage, and saying all what you said, and then immediately folding like a lawn chair. That's you know, come on, what is that? That means you're all talk. All you are is talk. She could have just kept her mouth quiet and said, you know, I'm gonna go see Biden because, you know, Biden, you know, he's our master and he wants to have a kumbaya. They wanted to have a kumbaya movement, right? That's what they were trying to do. They were trying to have the white girl and
What are you sipping, Rory?
come up there.
Rory.
And
What are you sipping? What are you sipping? You little extras, man. What are you sipping?
I just came home from watching the UFC. I just came home. Yeah, I've been sipping this shit.
What are you sipping? What are you sipping?
Oh, I had right now I'm drinking a Guinness. I got a Guinness. I had a couple cans in the house, and I got some Bushmill. Yeah.
Are you up to speed on Bud? Is it Bud White or Budweiser? Bud Light or Budweiser doing that whole trans woman endorsement deal? Kid Rock was out there shooting a Budweiser in the yard. You up to speed?
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I see that. I don't know anybody that drinks Bud Light really. I mean, I guess some of them like the Ranger fans or some of them drink Bud Light, but I don't know what you're gonna stop the trans movement, man. This whole thing is changing real fast. The Democrats got control. They control the media, and if they're gonna push the trans thing, and they're gonna push the trans and the LGBTQ thing, then what you gonna do? What you gonna do about it? You're gonna do nothing about it, you know? There's more trans people now than there ever was. I seen this black dude on 8th Avenue, and he had a beard, and he had a tube top. And he wasn't even like a girl. He was a dude. You know what I'm saying? And he had like this. So it's not even like they're shaving their face and trying to be girls. Like now they're like, I'm a dude. I saw some new stuff. You know, some new stuff.
Rory, now you do know that you're setting yourself up.
Wow.
You're setting yourself up.
What?
Well, you know, people are in the live chat right now. They're saying, "How would you know?" Yada yada. I'm not going to be asking you questions about you.
Because I live in the city. What are you talking about? Because I live in the city. That's how I know. I'm outside.
You're outside.
Isn't that the black saying? You outside? Yeah, I'm outside. So I see all of this. I see all of this. I mean, it's everywhere. We didn't have this when I was growing up. Like, we didn't have the. I'm serious, though. We didn't have trans people walking around like they walk around now. We didn't have the issues. We didn't have the same issues.
I beg to differ, Roy, because
Tomorrow.
I lived in New York City for years, Upper East Side, Washington Heights.
Yeah.
I beg to differ. There's always New York is a melting pot. It's not like it was.
Wait, hold on, stop. They were never given like reading books in the library and stuff like that. They were never doing that. I never saw that before in my life. They were never front and center. They were like a freak show in a way, respectfully. That was like if you saw them, you would be like, oh snap, guess what I saw last night?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Kind of thing. But no, they were definitely not in schools, not in libraries. They didn't have books on that. Like they didn't have none of that. This is a new wave. This is a whole new wave.
Okay.
And I just think that they're too powerful. I mean, if they could put the president on 34 count indictment for felonies for banging a prostitute before he was president, if they could put him and make this whole, do this whole thing, then you can't stop whatever the media wants to
We
do.
have to say alleged prostitute. We don't know. They're saying she's an adult actress. We don't know if she's a
Porn
prostitute.
star.
Yeah, porn,
She was a
porn trash.
she was a porn
Trash.
star.
Porn trash. Yeah. Hey man, I
She's
want.
kind of hot though. She's kind of hot though.
No.
So, would you hit that?
No, she's not.
I would. Something
she's
about
not.
her. She's got that like old. I don't like older.
She's trash.
vibe.
She's
I
trash.
would definitely smash that. Yeah, right. She's trash.
Well, hang on a
Smash
second.
that double.
Before you go,
Oh, I would hit that.
I want your opinion. I haven't pulled in the recent story. Supposedly, we, America, were going back to the moon. My question earlier, did NASA fake the moon landing back in 1969? Do you think we're going to the moon for the first time now, coming up?
No, I really don't know. It's like that goes into the conspiracy side of things. I do remember when I was a kid. They brought all of us to the auditorium to watch this teacher go to the moon for the first time, and then she blew up right in front of the whole school. Like remember the Challenger?
Yes.
And everybody was crying and bugging out.
Right.
So if that was like 20, 30 years after they supposedly hit the moon. So how could they blow up just from taking off? But 30 years before that, they made the whole journey. It seems a little iffy. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I'll say this, Star. If I ever won the lotto, if I ever won like the Mega Millions and I won like $2 billion or $3 billion, I wouldn't even take the money. I would donate all that money and I would put all these foreigners on a couple of those spaceships and I would try to send their ass to the moon.
Stop
Up
it.
out of here. That's what I would do. Yeah, that's what I would do. It would be Dominicans, Africans, Jamaicans, El Salvadorians. Oh, hell no. We already got the recipe for tacos and avocados. We don't need no more of you. Trust me.
All right. Hey man.
Anyway, so I'm gonna sign off.
Good
man.
talking to you, man. Salute. Good talking to you.
All right,
All
man.
right. Rory tapping in. Guys, on the screen, there's my PayPal information if you want to contribute to the show. That's Julian, I got your donation. Star, I think you were talking about Latasha Harlan's murder. Earlier, no, I was talking about Sandra Bland. Let me just make sure. Yeah, Sandra Bland. Yeah, I forget what the context was, but thank you for your donation, okay? Julian. Hold on, guys. your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Star, happy early Easter. And Viva Mexico. Yeah, happy Easter, man. If that's what you celebrate, you know. I'm an American. I don't. I'm not a Scrooge. I appreciate holidays. You know, I take part in them. You know. Andre got your donation. The LGBT media is making people gender fluid. Yeah, but my question has to do with the medication, and I earlier I pointed out some couple of examples. Lupron, Lupron, a controversial hormone blocker, and they've got stuff that's a puberty blocker. Some other common drug in gender affirming therapy, and this all relates to big pharma. So I'm not just saying something to stir the pot. This is a reality by way of big pharma. I'm just asking a question. But thank you for your donation, Andre. Deval got your donation offerings to the Church of Stars. Lou, thank you very much, sir. Drew Who, Angel Reese, the new spook that sat by the door. Okay. Tell your opinion. Andre got your donation. The extraordinary case. Okay, what is that? Okay. Oh, Big Pharma is using this drug. I'm gonna put this in the community. Pardon me, the live chat. I can't really read it right now, Andre, but thank you. Let me put this in the live chat. That's from the BBC, bbc.org. How do you even pronounce that? Hang on a second. The discovery of a small community in the Dominican Republic where some males are born looking like girls and only grow penises at puberty. Whoa! Has led to the development of a blockbuster drug that has helped millions of people. Okay, okay, I'm onto something. I'm just a dropout, but whoa! I gotta save this. Hold on a second. Let me bookmark that and come back to it. Thank you, Andre. I put it in the live chat. Who's texting me? Hold on a second. Okay, who are you? You have to say your name. Always say your name. Who's texting me? Who are you? Folks, I don't save numbers. Okay, Rory, I got your donation. Thank you so much. Rory just tapped in. Stacy Galore. Stacy says Rory can visit my moon for a sizable booking fee. Okay. Avery, yes, call in, Avery. Yes, call in, man. Smartland buyers. Let me get his information ready before he calls in. Should have that out earlier. Hold on a second, guys. Smartland buyers. www. You're paying your gain. Let me see if this will work. Oh, damn, I should have had this ready. Okay, Avery's calling in. Smartlandbuyers.com. Sir Shy, got your donation. Rory had too many. Okay. Look at that. That's a little rough, man. But thank you, Sir Shy, got your donation. Thank you, Dana. Okay, Dana sent me an email. Afrotech.com. That's the source. Afrotech.com. Angel Reese says the money she's making is more than some of the people that are in the league. Okay, the WNBA. Does it say how much? No. Whoa. The most watched women's college basketball game. Okay, I read that. We spoke about that. Thank you, Dana. Does it have her? Okay. growing up. Her bag is getting bigger. Okay. Thank you, Jane, with the dab. Avery, go ahead and now's a good time. Okay. Now let me put easyblade-shavingproducts.com before Avery calls in. All right. Also, I want to. I just want to say thank you to the people that took part in the conversation we had about should FBA have their own language, Foundational Black Americans. And for those who did not see or pay attention to the early part of the broadcast, yes, we're familiar with older languages. I was talking about today's slang and or ebonics. Should that be modified and updated? The older languages clearly didn't last with regards to foundational Black Americans, you know, so I was more so talking about now, calling ebonics something else and making it more realistic to today's generation, okay? Avery, are you there, sir? Area code 202 from smartlandbuyers.com. Avery.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, man, good to hear from you. What's cracking?
Not so much, man. I seen you get on live.
Yeah.
Thought I'd tap in.
Yeah.
Just let your listeners know that we're still running the no down payment discount.
Okay.
I've spoken with a few people. A few people have already locked down some properties, which is great.
Nice.
And I'm happy to hear from the people that actually call in with questions as well.
Okay, I'm gonna look for your information whilst you're talking, so I'm gonna be a little preoccupied. www.smartlandbuyers.com. You're also in the community section. Take it away, Avery. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so again, we did have that sale back in March, which is last month, for no down payments. We typically do $250 down payments, but we're waiving that. I'm actually extending it throughout this whole month of April. As you know, we are in the city of Detroit. We're offering residential vacant lots for your listeners to invest in / use as a savings vehicle. With that, we offer zero percent interest. We don't charge any interest, no down payment. We don't check any credit. Everything is pretty much holstered by the investment that you do actually make. Just to talk about Detroit itself, because I do get a lot of questions where people are calling me about vacant lot in other states and cities. We're specifically focusing on Detroit right now. Just to pull up some numbers, I was just messing around with ChatGPT asking some questions to the AI software. Right now, the average price of a residential vacant lot in the city of Detroit is about $8,500. Right? The average listing price on our site is about $7,000. Right? So you're coming in already at a discounted price. Now the growth, and that's the numbers from 2021. Okay? So I'm not even talking about the numbers in 2023. That of course has appreciated significantly by this point, and it will continue to appreciate. And
if I can jump in for a second, Avery, you know, I've always heard people talk about, you know, Detroit's on the rise. It's, you know, somewhat of a black mecca, you know. With regards to the land, and I know nothing about the taxes in Detroit, is it compatible in any way, shape, or form with Atlanta and Houston? Because Houston's pop. A lot of people are talking about Houston that I hear of. If it's not Atlanta, it's Houston. They're not even talking about Charlotte anymore, or other places.
Nobody moving to Detroit.
Anything in Houston that entrepreneurs should know about, or is there any type of tax breaks if you purchase land and you want to build a house and then rent it for Airbnbs and stuff like that? Anything we should know about?
Yeah, so as far as tax breaks with real estate, just real estate in general, yes, property taxes that you pay, you can write off. You can write off depreciation of property, but you have to have some sort of structure on that property.
Okay.
So you can't write off depreciation on land. So, what was the second half of that question?
You know, Atlanta, the new Atlanta is filled with entrepreneurs, and it's so busy of jazz. What is the appeal, if any, in Detroit? Because most people, when they think of Detroit, they think of the fallen car industry. They see pictures of rundown buildings, and it's like, I don't know. I mean, there's nothing that has made me say, "Hey, I got to go to Detroit." What's there that's
Yeah.
an attraction?
So that's why we're there. Now is the time. You don't want to go investing when it's Hollywood, Atlanta.
Okay.
You want it to be in Atlanta
Okay.
before we see all that, right? Houston, the same thing. You want to be there before all that because you will actually benefit from all the appreciation that has happened, right? You can barely find residential vacant land in Atlanta, in the city of Atlanta right now, right? So you want to be the first to these things, and the Midwest right now is that area where that hasn't happened yet. So coming in and picking up pieces before the investment companies come in, before the gentrification comes in, before the big corporations come in, and you're the person they're gonna buy property from when they come in, right? So that's what we're urging now is take advantage of the no down payment, no credit check, the low prices of the 7,000, 8,000 that's now, and 3 years, 5 years, 7 years from now, you're gonna get 2, 3, 4 times what you paid. And you're paying.
If I can just jump in again, I wasn't trying to necessarily drill you, Pauls, but
No.
the
conversation.
yeah, just there's things to do in the Atlanta metro area, and I just don't know what, if any, is an attraction in Detroit. But again, entrepreneurs can go there and set up shop and make it pop regardless. I don't know if anything, why somebody would say, "Hey, let's go to Detroit."
So it's really not about, again, it's not about going to Detroit. It's about parking your money. Park
Gotcha.
your money in the right places.
Gotcha.
And this is where you can park a small amount of money, like 7,000, like 8,000, and see appreciation, right? It's about parking your money and getting appreciation for your money, and also ownership, right? You don't want to live your whole life just paying rent, making money, paying rent, making money, and dying, never owning nothing, never passing off nothing,
Yeah.
never have capitalized in anything in America, right? We live in the land of capital, and you have capitalized on nothing, right? You don't want to do that.
Because when I think of Detroit, and I don't mean to throw a curveball, I think of Kwame Kilpatrick, that fucking hustler. I think of Coleman Young. I think of black swindlers. not you. I'm just saying. I think of the black people that were there, and they just, I don't know, man. This shit never really attracted me. But anyway, promote your platform, man. It's on the screen. www.smartlandbuyers.com. Avery's got land.
Yes.
for sale.
So
Go ahead.
exactly, smartlandbuyers.com, one of the best places that make it easy and accessible for somebody with no credit, bad credit, to be able to come park money with no money down, $250 a month.
Eminem drill.
Next year, 2 years. Visit the website, smartlandbuyers.com. Call us at 202-600-8481. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Great to talk
Right
to you,
now, like I
Avery.
said, no down payment, 0% interest, and monthly payments as low as $250. Go ahead, take a look at the site,
Okay.
give me a call. Answer any questions you have, get you in one of these properties.
All right. We'll talk soon, man. Thank you for tapping in. Thank you.
All right,
Okay.
talk to you soon.
Good guy, Avery. Why did I bring up Coleman Young and Kwame Kilpatrick? Kwame Kilpatrick. Oh, that nigga used to wear those fly-ass fucking pinstripe suits, the fucking ostrich shoes. He jammed his ass up, and he was doing a whole lot extra carrying on. Put his ass in the penitentiary. Julian got your donation. First, Shakari Richardson, now Angel Reese. I got your donation. Rory sipping on Rainbow Budweiser. Hashtag tranny Tiffy. Oh, shit. Thank you, Dana. Dana sent me another email. Okay. Oh, I think this is Big Elvis. Big Elvis, the chef, a.k.a. Premium Black News on a Saturday night. Elvis, are you there, sir?
Big Elvis and Chef Rosenberg, I am here, sir.
Good to hear from you, man. We're talking on a few topics.
Great show.
Thank you, man. Is Big Pharma making us gender fluid, or LSU star Angel Reese, she's going to the White House, or another topic, did NASA fake the moon landing? Big Elvis.
Well, I would like to deal with the latter, and that is NASA and the moon. And this is, I would recommend anyone really interested in what is going on, look at the movie that came out in 2012 called Room 237.
Okay.
And it's based on this guy was obsessed with the movie called The Shining. And he decided to break down the movie The Shining. And in that movie, he was able to come up with this huge theory that the director of the movie The Shining, who also directed Space Odyssey,
Right.
2001
Space Odyssey. Okay.
Yeah, 2001 Space Odyssey. Thank you for correcting me. And that's I can't. Now I'm stuck. Why don't I know the director's name right now?
Well, now, hang on a second. I can appreciate everything you're saying, but what do you think, Elvis? Did NASA fake the moon landing? What do you think? Never mind the movie and smiles. What do you think, sir?
Absolutely, 100%.
Come on, tell us why.
There is no way. There's no way out of this. When you look up at the sky, you're looking up at a screen. You think it's I wouldn't even argue that it's a dome. It's some sort of construct inside of this computer-generated program that we're in.
You said that before,
And
yes.
NASA never went there. No, the moon is something that stays lit every day, 24 hours a day. It only looks brighter because it gets darker around it. And then it's some sort of female, because the moon actually goes through a menstrual cycle every 36 years. They call it the blood moon.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ever had an opportunity to see the blood moon, which I have had an opportunity to see the blood moon and film the blood moon, you'll see that it's very, very, very bloody and chunky, just like a woman on her cycle. It's bizarre, and it's bizarre, like you have, it's just so, everything out there, we don't know, we don't have a clue.
Okay. And you
Well, you
were
got all
thinking
these.
of Stanley Kubrick, words to the director. Yeah.
Right. Thank you.
And Arthur C. Clarke, screenplay.
Right. And Stanley Kubrick, he was kind of tormented by that move that he did on, putting the rules over the American people's lives. And in that movie, The Shining, kind of shows a lot of clue on how tormented he was about what he did to the American people.
Well, for those who haven't seen that film, nor will they, you're saying, again, no, mankind did not go to the moon. It's all a hoax. And
But the whole
you
fucking
know that there's talks,
some
well,
shit.
a new mission coming for me, to supposedly go back. Yes, you're saying that's poppycock.
Oh, poppycock. The hogwash.
Sorry,
It's a distraction. You know, they need to, let's put out the reputation with them. Let's not play the game.
So this is nonsense then. 6 further trips to the moon, 5 of which landed successfully after Apollo the 11. 12 men walked on the lunar surface in total, but in 1970, future Apollo missions were canceled. Right?
Right. You know, they were canceled. It's never happened. Poppycock.
Well, now hang on a second. Are you up to speed on the retro reflectors? I've asked a few people. Go New Jersey back in the mid-70s. The retro reflectors that are on that moon right now.
Yeah, I've heard of that. You know, I've heard about the retro reflectors. And I think they even left the little bug, the little car that they drove over there. I think they left that too. They left a few things behind, supposedly. I don't know what it is, Star, but it ain't what they telling us. Can I say that?
Sure.
Whatever it is, it might be something, but it ain't what they're telling us. Unfortunately, we've been duped. The people in this reality have, you know, we're living in a paradise that they turn into a mall, and then they charging us the whole way.
Okay, so now, you spoke about the moon. There is an eclipse coming up. Yes, I haven't pulled the information yet. You know about the eclipse coming up?
No, I'm not aware. I'm not up to speed. Is it going to be here in the United States? So we can see it?
It's been worldwide. These solar eclipses are visible only in certain areas and require an eye protection to be viewed safely. The next total solar eclipse to visit North America will be April the 8th, but 2024. Today is April the 8th, 2024, next year.
Well, I'll be there. If it's, because I saw the one in 2017. I drove all the way to Nebraska to see it in its full totality, and I didn't wear any eye protection. It was not necessary, nor was it needed. It was all a ruse. I looked at it, my kids looked at it. It was absolutely spectacular. It's nothing like they say it is. It's totally not gonna.
Well, hang on, Elvis. Now, if it's fake and we've never been outside of the dome, as you say, why would you drive to go see a fake eclipse?
Right.
Well, I don't think the eclipse is fake. I think what they're telling us that it is fake. They're saying that the moon is going in front of the sun is behind the moon. And I disagree with that. I think it's just a dormant moon that no longer is being like, I look at the sun and the moon as like machines that are used and that, you know, to give us light and to give us heat and all these kind of things. And after they die out, they don't come down. So when the new sun
Right,
goes
because we
around,
just saw the sun and the moon die the other
the
day.
same course of
How the fuck would you know?
suns and the old moon.
Oh, shut
So
up.
when you look up at what they're saying is supposed to be the moon, it's totally just a disc up in the sky that the sun just happens to go, behind it perfectly. It's like the perfect, it's like almost impossible. Like there might be 50, 60, 150 of them up there. But every once in a while, we're gonna get one that's gonna go directly in front of it, and if you look up, you're gonna see it's just a disc. It's like a.
Well, now, hang on a second, because when the sun burns out the nuclear explosions, it's going to expand, and it's going to dwarf the Earth. You know that, right?
Yeah, but that's the sun that's billions of years away in the solar system. I'm not talking about the sun in the solar system. I'm talking about we are in some sort of construct, and when you look up at this eclipse, all you have to do is just use, critical thinking, and you're gonna say, wait a minute, that's nothing but some sort of sphere up in the sky that's completely flat, and the sun that's also completely
What I've
flat
always
and the
thought to
same
myself.
size. How is the moon and the sun the exact same size? Come on, let's stop
Yeah,
playing that
come on.
game.
Elvis, I
Exactly.
gotta take other calls. What's going on your channel, please? Big Elvis, the Chef Rosenberg.
Yeah. How is the sun
Well,
and
I
the
don't
moon
talk like
exact
this
same?
on my channel.
Exactly.
That's a fact. Premium Fact News, we were talking about this young woman that was talking about how she's suffering from touch starvation. So we got deep into this touch starvation segment.
Okay.
We also did the strawberry Popeyes biscuit because of Florida Boy J, of course. Gave him all the credit for that as
He
well.
led the charge.
And then, right. And then the last segment we did was about this dude, Mark Walsh, saying how glad he is that slavery existed because he would then not exist if it didn't exist. So we got into that.
All right. Okay. Good to talk to you, Elvis. Thanks for tapping in. Thank you.
I appreciate you,
Yes, sir. Thank you. It's getting late, but I want to take a break and continue talking. You guys hold on the
Powder
phones.
break.
Let me go to a few PayPals before I go get some ice for my wine. Smoke screen from the 6th. Hey, Star, you said you never seen Michael Bivins play basketball. Well, didn't you see the Candy Girl video? The little nigga got skills. He was doing some type of little fake crossover and it's a video. Tranny Tears on a Pillow sends in a donation. Hey, Star, is there any way I can email Skylar Saunders? I love his giggle. In the community section, you can
Oh
find
my
his
God.
information right there. 401, sit tight. I'm going to take a break and come back. You're my first call. Sit tight. 401. Let me read some cash apps before I go take a break. Jake the Great. Okay, Jake, hold on a second. I see you. 561. Okay, let me get my banner back on the screen. No, you know what? Let me promote Homie Devious J. Folks, check out his new videos. In the community section, there's links to Devious J's new videos. Incredible work. Okay, give me 2 minutes, and we shall continue the conversation on Saturday night. Be right back. Okay, back in the building. Star report. 401, thank you for your patience. You ready? 401. Topics on the table. How are you? You have the floor. You have the floor. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Before I get into it, I want to ask, you see Queen Flip beating you up crazy?
Queen Flip is my guy, sir, but right now we have topics. That's my guy. Let's stay focused. My audience wants the callers on top. Please.
All right. I wanted to go in on the moon thing. If I can get into that.
Yeah,
I wanted to go
please.
in on that. Basically, yeah, that's all been taken. And action's been taken after the jump. There's proofs. There's mad proof. If anybody has a phone, you can type in Challenger Mission Hope.
Okay.
And the Challenger. I got you.
No, go ahead. You have the floor. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You type in on Google, this is a public site. You type in Challenger Mission Hope, and will show you all the people who supposedly died in the Challenger mission still alive. And NASA's explanation is they all had kids.
What?
Okay? Well, that's that. There's another thing where there's a guy on YouTube where he
Well,
has.
can you give us the site, sir? You know, Google's. We'll
All
get.
you have to do, all you have to
No, sir, I heard you. We heard you. give us the site after you type that in Google. What site does it take you to? That's the question.
Okay. No, you don't even need a site. You can go to Challenge Television Host and go to images, and it'll show you pictures of them still alive.
Okay.
It'll show you pictures of them. You go to images. That's as simple as that.
Got you.
Click on where it says images. It'll show you pictures of them still alive.
That's a lot.
And it says these are their. It says these are their twin brothers. But that's not even the worst part, right?
Go ahead.
The best part, if you go on YouTube right now and you type in astronaut gone wild, or if you go on Google or any search,
Astronauts Gone Wild.
it'll pull up a video of a guy with a Bible. He walks up to every astronaut who was on every mission in the Apollo, from Apollo 11 till I forget where it ended. But he walks up to all of them. He asked them to put their hand on the Bible and swear that they went to the moon. And none of them do it. They all spaz out. They all go crazy.
You solved everything. You solved it. Okay. I'll check that out. Control it now. Angel Reese, that's the main topic. I just want some input, some feedback. She's going to the White House. Get the speed. Your thoughts on that, Angel Reese?
She said,
Call
it calls customer service when he feels lonely.
Because if not, you know how politics goes, they're gonna smash it. He's not gonna have a career. But it's getting political. It's getting to the point where elections are coming up. This is a race issue. Leads into politics. Politics is gonna take it over. Now she has to go to the White House and this is gonna be a thing where, it's gonna hurt her career if she does it, but if she doesn't do it, she's gonna be in this Colin Kaepernick. And like you said, Jigger probably support her.
Yeah.
You said it the best. Jigger probably say, yo, man.
Jay-Z put a call in and he had a talk with her and she's on the same page now.
Exactly. The same routine that's been happening for the last 10 years. The same stuff, man. You know exactly.
Hey, are you a sports guy?
I just wanted to check in with you.
No,
Give
stay
you my
with me.
opinion.
Stay with me. Are you a sports guy? Are you a sports guy?
Absolutely, absolutely.
The XFL, that's still popping, that football league? I saw something on television. I don't know if that was an old video or XFL, is that still a thing?
Oh, it hasn't been since maybe for 20 years, but you know what? The WWE just sold for $9 billion.
No,
So it
sir,
might-
sir, I'm talking about football. Hang on a second.
No, but the XFL is Vince McMahon, right? Vince McMahon runs the XFL, right?
I don't know, so I'm asking you.
Okay, so Vince McMahon is the one who created the XFL. He brought all the camera angles in that the NFL copied, but it went under because they didn't technical. They
Okay.
didn't have the talent. They didn't
My
have-
question, sir, hang on a second.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Why doesn't Colin Kaepernick play the XFL? Anyway, listen, man, don't worry about it. I appreciate your patience,
No, that would be
man.
a good idea. That would be a great idea.
Just ask me. Thank you, man. Thank you for your call.
That would be a great idea.
Thank you.
No doubt.
Yes, sir.
man.
See, I'm a patient man, folks. Troll Babies, is the XFL still going on? What was I watching today? I went to the gym earlier. And I saw the XFL on the goddamn one of the monitors. And I said, why doesn't Colin Kaepernick, not that I give a goddamn about Colin Kaepernick, just. If he wants to play, why isn't he in the XFL? He could get a crazy bag, endorsements. He's still down with Nike. I'm just curious. Jake, thank you for your patience, man. Good evening. Good morning. Coming up on
Good.
morning. How are you, man? It's cracking.
I'm all right here, Siggy nigga. How you doing? Can you hear me loud and clear?
I'm good, man. Thank you for your patience. Where do you want to start? Jake the Great.
Well, you got some good topics, man. You were hard to catch live, man, but I finally got you. I wanna touch on the moon landing,
Yes.
but I wanna go in on Angel Reese. And you know, you're the number one hater, so stop me if I sound like I'm hating, right? You feel me? I'm a feminist, you understand me? I'm all for the women's rights.
Okay.
And I remember the first WNBA game with Rebecca Lobo and Lisa Leslie and all that stuff, and I was a big supporter of it. You feel me?
Okay.
But I feel like homegirl really needs to shut up, and whoever her PR person is needs to like tighten her up.
Number one, you sound stupid when you say we ain't gonna go to the White House, we going to the Obama. Like, are you dumb? Joe Biden's the blood. Obama's the blood. And that's his nigga. Are you crazy? Come on now. That just shows how lost some people is, and just as much as she's rising in stardom, she don't realize that she's taking the WNBA and women's sports and pushing it down. Like, okay, you guys had a great women's championship game, but you can't just sit on it. Y'all want to sell out. Oh, this was the most viewed game, more than the NFL and the NFL with Thursday night. Hold up, stop bragging now before people stop watching. Because if the Dallas Cowboys are playing the New York Giants, nobody will be watching no NCAA stuff right now. So you feel me? Don't be bragging. And that's like I think the white girl, whatever her name is, she won like the MVP or something, and then they went to bashing her on Twitter, and I'm like, why are you bashing her? The white girl can fly. You feel me?
All right, so hang on a second, Jake the Great. So, are you saying Angel Reese should not go to the White House? What are you saying?
She ain't got no choice. She ain't a professional.
Okay.
That school ain't with that nonsense.
Okay.
Man, like, she don't run shit over there. That's LSU. You think the representatives in LSU ain't gonna have that school going and taking pictures, man? You is not bigger than LSU. And after that, when you doodle on those WNBA women say, I have no intention of going. Wait a minute. I thought you trying to change the narrative and get people to focus on the WNBA. You stupid girl. If you go to the WNBA, you might be the first one to get the back to draw for a young girl to that arena.
Yeah.
I'm just like, man.
Well, now listen, are you a father? I forget. We've spoken before. Are you a father?
Yeah, I got a little girl.
Okay. I don't want to call her names, Angel Reese. She's 20 years of age. She's entitled to make mistakes. And I'm not even saying she made mistakes. She said a few things on the Shade Room. We ain't going. And then she said a joke when the Joe Biden invitation came up initially for both teams, LSU and Caitlin's team, Iowa. I mean, she's 20. She's 20. Can't she?
I mean, Jill.
Hang on.
Oh,
She's 20. Can't she say something that is not necessarily politically correct and then correct herself? I thought the way she was sitting on Sports Center talking like a very well-mannered young female, maybe nobody called her. Maybe she just said, hey, you know what? I'm going to the White House. Maybe she realized herself.
She's human. We all are allowed to make mistakes and change our opinion. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna hold nothing back on her like that. The only thing I did say about that recently is just just simmer down a little bit, and just like don't get caught up in the web because they're gonna use her for political stuff. And I don't want to see a homegirl be used like that. But she is one. Respect to her to win the championship. Big money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she's only 20.
How old are your daughters? With all due respect, how old are your daughters?
She's 3.
Oh wow, you just got the one?
Yeah, just the one.
Okay. I don't have any biological kids. I mean, I have kids who claim they're my kids. It's hard for me to critique what they're doing. I mean, if somebody asks me for some advice or something, I'll see what it is that I can do. But they're very different now. They're very, very different. And I don't want to be that older guy who's just tearing them apart. They live with the burden of social media, and that's what I remind myself of. If YouTube were around when I were in my 20s, I'd be in the penitentiary right now, serving life. YouTube, Instagram. Yeah. But I don't want to tell you what you should say, what you should think, but we have to let them make mistakes. But you have the last word. Go ahead, Jake. Great.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah. I wanted to touch on the moon landing also, and actually one question I didn't find.
Yes, sir.
Go
ahead.
On the moon landing thing, we did not go to the moon. I don't believe that at all. Not only that, I don't believe outer space even exists. Because every time they launch a rocket, they wouldn't give us the same 3 camera angles. Okay, here comes the rocket, it's taking off. Then they show us the camera angle where the little rocket boosters fall off. And then we never get a good picture. You can go to NASA.com or we're working on International Space Station. Okay, where are the stars? You know, like, you know, it's just a bunch of crazy stuff. On the XFL thing, The Rock owns the XFL. It's just like a D League for the NFL right now. I follow sports, I
Okay.
and all that stuff. So The Rock owns the XFL. It failed the first time. It didn't have no funding because they have weird names on the back of the jersey, like He Hate Me and Where They At Now. So that failed. Now they rebirthing it along with the USFL.
Okay.
To basically they're like minor leagues of the NFL for niggas that, you know what I'm saying, they want to keep their football dreams alive, they can go play there. Colin Kaepernick ain't gonna play over there because right now he's basically kind of trash. You in the NFL, but in the NFL your window opens, then it closes. And right now he's too political. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't trying to see it. Just sit down because I play football. That's the place where you get away from the white versus black. When he did that, you know what I'm saying? You want to kneel, that's on you. But like I felt the type of way because now you when we go to the stadium, I'm not looking at you as you a nigga and you white. We both cheering for the Cowboys. We both cheering for what you call it. So I feel like he was the one that brought in all that political stuff. So we don't really want it, and we ain't listening. And respectively, if I can ask you one question, Scott.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Hey, just say as a person trying to start a YouTube channel, like, can you explain like how these YouTube algorithms really work? You know what I'm saying? Like how are they running? Do you know? And that's all I got. I appreciate your time.
That's a conversation, man. A minimum of 30 minutes. I do consultations. Send me an email. But it's not just, I want to start a YouTube channel. You have to be consistent. You have to do a show even when you don't feel like doing a show. You have to get an understanding of your target demo. You have to try some things. When they don't work, go back, do some other things. You have to want to be a content creator. You can't just think it's going to be a side hustle. You have to jump from the frying pan into the fire, in my opinion. It's worth it. It's worth it, but if things don't work, you can't get discouraged. You have to shift gears. You have to find a way to make it work. But that's a 30-minute conversation, seriously, because I need to email you things. You need to look at numbers, crunch some things, learn what perceptuals are, and but I might be able to help you. You send me an email.
All right, thank you, man. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay. Guys, I put something else on the table with regards to the question that I proposed to you. Did NASA fake the moon landing? If you're just now joining us, we've been discussing a whole lot of stuff here the last 2 hours. I've been asking about the retro reflectors that are on the moon right now. How did they get there? If mankind never went to the moon, how are those retro reflectors there? Google it. However, me being a sci-fi reader, a lover of science fiction books, not just films, but books, because there's many theories and realities that have not made it to film yet. I just want to say that early. But here's something I want to put on the table. Vertical landing. Rockets, vertical landing, for those who know what I'm talking about. China inches closer to SpaceX tech with successful vertical landing demo. This came out years ago. Pardon me, this particular article. Gizmodo.com, let me just say that. Some of the landing procedures, that's the word, procedures that we're just now achieving such as China, and vertical landing for rockets. The rocket to be able to land, the thrusters that keep it from crashing. That technology wasn't available to us, or those types of ways to stop a spaceship from crashing. Think about that for a second. But yet, still, we've seen, slow landings, anyway, just want to say that. Area code 585. Good evening, are you there? Talking about a few topics. Late night show. Okay, yeah, I'm not, for some reason. Hold on.